Sadhguru, I belong to land of 5 rivers, and now wherever I go there, for all the able people I see, everyone dreams of going to land of maple leaf right now. That we call it Canada. And when I interact with them, they have the one motive: we'll go there, we will earn in dollars and send back and adopt one of the village, build roads, all hospitals, schools. What is harm in it? Then I see soldiers, farmers, social activists, teachers who are working at grassroots level. So if I get opportunity, because in IIT we will get some good opportunity to go abroad and earn Canadian dollars or work here, and whatever we can contribute in the tax, that is quite minuscule as compared to the funding which we get from abroad. Which route should I take?
Oh. See, India is an ancient culture. An ancient culture means there are many benefits because there is immense wisdom and there is also a heap of bullshit. To sift through this bull and get to the wisdom takes some effort. The 5 rivers are in a pathetic state. Yes. And the land has been ripped through completely. So naturally people want to go elsewhere and do the same, to another continent. Well, Punjab was an important part of the Green Revolution in this country. That's very wonderful. But at the same time, this Green Revolution became relevant in our country simply because we were in a desperate state. We had every 3 to 4 years bad famines where sometimes millions of people died in the last century. But the last famine we have had is probably 1962 or 3. After that, we have not had a famine, we have had droughts, bad agricultural years, but no famines, no mass deaths at least. So it's fantastic. But these were desperate measures what we took because to beat that situation. So we exploited the land in a certain way, which is not healthy long-term, but we did it because it was kind of emergency for the nation. So now, should I go abroad and send Canadian dollars? I'm not saying you should not go abroad. If you think you're going to learn something better there, acquire some more skills, then you can gather here. If there are possibilities, or even if you're going to work there, but don't think in terms of you'll earn dollars, then come back and build your village. That's a long shot. Actually, what we need in this country is not necessarily dollars. What we need in this country is a corruption-free, clear, focused and dedicated people. That's what we're missing. Money is there. We don't really need money from outside, really. It is just that we are constantly busy working against each other at so many levels, okay? Our energies are simply spent throwing things at each other all the time. If you don't understand what I'm saying, just turn on one of the English news channels and watch in the evening. How much energy is simply wasted, simply saying rubbish against each other endlessly. And slowly we are losing all sense of civilization in this argument. We think we are debating. No, we are just shouting abuses at each other and think we are debating. A debate means to explore, to use 2 brains instead of 1 to explore something. That is a debate. Not simply throwing things at each other is not debate. We can as well throw stones at each other. Instead of hurling abuses, at least it'll end soon. So this is going on, immense waste of energy, no cleanliness. When I say no cleanliness, I mean a whole lot of people are simply innocent of integrity. They're not corrupt, they're just innocent of integrity, they don't know what it is. Because we are a nation who are not controlled by any moral code. Nobody told us, thou shalt not do this or that. Nobody told us. But in this culture, we managed ourselves by constantly stirring up human consciousness in every generation. Well, you also come from the land of gurus, because the idea is to stir up human consciousness rather than give you a set of morals to follow. Because morals can be subverted by anybody, but when it arises within you, it's a natural expression of who you are. So, this has been the process. But over a period of time, because of invasions and occupations, this system of transmitting consciousness or invigorating human consciousness, those systems have largely collapsed. Today, anybody can read half a book, which is considered sacred, can become a guru and do whatever they want, all right? You have a lot of them in land of 5 rivers. Because this system has collapsed, people have not invested their life into knowing something. They're just reading half a book and trying to preach. Reading book and preaching was significant when everybody else was illiterate. Now that literacy has grown, you read a book and tell somebody it doesn't mean a damn thing, they can read it themselves. So this is going to become irrelevant even in a school and college in the coming years as technology develops. Reading a textbook and telling them what it is all about will become irrelevant in the next 10-15 years. So similarly, reading scriptures and telling people what it is has already become pretty irrelevant, because everybody can read and understand better than the preacher, most probably. So this process of what shall I do? Should I go there and send dollars? If you are going there to pursue something, it is fine. If you think there is some form of skill or education or knowledge or even a profession which is not available here, you want to go there, it is fine. But you are going there to make dollars and send it back, please don't waste your life like that. There is so much to be done here. If you have integrity, why I'm focusing on integrity is, this has been a scarce thing. I must tell you this. About 7-8 years ago, I was in the United States and somebody told me, Sadhguru, if you type the word spiritual on the net, every day over 100,000 people are typing the word spiritual. I said, is that so? That many people are typing the word spiritual? Because I never typed that word. I said, type it, let's see what comes. So on the Google, if you type spiritual, first thing that comes up is a spa in Mexico. Second thing that comes up is a call girl in Northern California. She has spiritual sex, spiritual whatever. She knows the SEO, you know. She's used spiritual in 25 different places in her website. So if you say spiritual, she comes up. Then I thought, this is a shame. For thousands of years, anything spiritual means people looked east towards India. So I said, let's open a platform as the spiritual gateway to the world, India. So all the spiritual, whatever nonsense you have, everybody put their official page on one platform. If they want to put more, they'll have to pay, but one page is free for everybody. If the world types out spiritual, this big site will come. And every form of spirituality is there, people can choose where they want to go. And we thought we will bring some kind of a standard, 3 things you must do, 3 things you must not do when people from outside the country come to you. So for the first time, I had never met any spiritual leader in the country. I had never seen them, I had never shared platforms with them, nor I had visited their ashrams. I never had time for those things, I was just busy with what I was doing. For the first time, I made an attempt to meet a lot of people. Well, I met many absolutely wonderful people who are doing great work. But it was also amazing to see There are a whole lot of them are completely innocent of integrity. They just don't know what it is. Really, it's incredible. If I walk into an airport or a golf course, I meet better men who don't know anything about spirituality, but they're better men. Just to give you an example, I'm walking in this ashram of theirs, somebody, a big man. As an organization, they're way bigger than us. So I'm walking with him and then I see some nice trees in the ashram. Then I say, "You really have some nice trees, big trees." He said, without looking at the trees, that's our Panchavati." I looked there were only 4 trees. Then I said, "But there are only 4 trees there." I said, "Huh? 4, 5, huh? You know, this 4, 5 is all Maya." 4, he's just surprised that I'm actually counting 4. When he says 5, it's 5, 4 and 5 is all Maya, you know. There's only 0 and the infinite, in between all is Maya. So, whether it is politics or any profession, including spirituality, unfortunately, one ingredient that is really weak in India right now is integrity. If you think you have integrity, please stay in India. We don't want one more to escape.
I will say.